Okay, here's the thing. Sorry, I have just finished eating a Ritz cracker. If you do, this is a side thing. If you eat a Ritz cracker, put the salty side down on your tongue. It's so much better if the salt immediately hits your tongue. And then, if you break up a piece of cheese into 4 parts, put the cheese on top of the cracker. The salt is down and makes it so. That's not the point. Okay, so here's the thing for today. Let me do the share screen. I'm going to show you guys about light leaks. I didn't know about these myself. There's a student who's a kick butt graphic designer himself, and he uses these, and he told me about them this week. And I was like, oh, that's kind of a awesome thing. I'll never not use light leaks again. So what they are is in photography. They started off as accidents where there was a little tiny maybe hole in the camera where light literally leaked into the camera and accidentally did this cool effect. And sometimes it's unfortunate. Sometimes they end up looking better that way. It's just different. This is distinct from, by the way, a lens flare. Some of you guys might think it's the same thing. It's not. A lens flare is like a stark contrast burst of light, like almost like a spark, where maybe the sun is coming around a corner that was dark, and bang, it just slaps you in the face. A light leak is more subtle. It's just like, oh, light kind of sort of leaked in here a little bit, kind of. So ways that applies. Here's a few examples before we talk about how to use them. This is a light leak. This is not a normal photograph, and it's intentional. And here's another example. Do you see this like subtle light sort of, whoops, there it is, but it was very on purpose that they did it. Here's a more subtle version of it. You see the light leak over here, kind of the top leftish and the bottom rightish. Here's another example in the left-hand side of a light leak. Here's another one where the light leak kind of just takes over sort of the entire image. So, okay, here's a project that a kick butt student did, another kick butt student without a light leak. So, the easiest way to get a light leak is to go to just, one thing you can do is go to Google and type in light leak, and there's so many examples that you could choose from. Some of these they come in packs, and you can get sometimes a free pack of light leaks to choose from. Some of them are for sale, and, depending on if you're going to be making some money on your projects, do the legal, ethical thing, and if they are selling them and it's worth it to you, then purchase it. And if it's not, then use one that is free. If you become a professional, it's going to be worth it to you to spend the $20 to get it. And if you're doing this, as an amateur, just use your judgment, but be fair and ethical. That's all I'm saying. So, okay, here's the thing. Anyway, you can obviously don't get the little bitty version of it. Click and get the larger thumbnail. Again, assuming that this is free, and they put it out there and allowed you to. And you can copy and paste it. So here's one that I've pasted onto this project. And all you do is run through the gamut. So you go up here to the blending styles at the top, change it from normal, and just run through them not too quickly so that you can see which ones you like best. I like that one. I'm going to say, well, you could go through the gamut and see which ones you like maybe even better. Like that one's not bad at all, but I'm going to stick with this one. You can, here's another light leak, by the way. If I put this one on normal, I kind of ran through it already. It's a separate light leak than the one before. You can try it out and see what you think. The thing is, though, you kind of want it to be beforehand the colors that you need it to be depending on your particular project. Just for instance, our school colors are not pink and purple. They're blue and black and white. And so I made it into this type of light leak. And the way I did that was I just went to image adjustments and then desaturate. I sucked the color out of it. And then on a new and separate layer, let me go to select inverse. I just did a gradient. I made it kind of like a light blue, fading to a darker blue. And I just did a gradient. And I can click and drag. And then the gradient, I want it to see through this. So again, I ran through the gamut and picked out one that I liked. We'll go with that one right there. And then you can merge these two layers together. Layer, merge layers. And so now I can do my own version of the light leak in our school colors, right? And so, you know, the other one may have looked great, but if it's not our colors, it's not as applicable as we want it to be type thing. And so again, you just run through and see which ones you like. That one's pretty snazzy. That one's pretty snazzy. Just pick out the ones that you like. But anyway, here's without, here's with. Sometimes they make your project worse. Sometimes they make your project better. But it's worthwhile throwing it on there just to see what it looks like. Another thing I want to show y'all, you can also do a search for sparks on Google. Also, just go get you some sparks. Or if you want to get it legal and ethical and actually make money on it, you can go to unsplash.com and search them. And all the images on Unsplash are there for you to use for free. The author, the creator, they gave up rights to it. And so you can pay them, but it's not at all mandatory. They made it usable for you guys. So anyway, I can also run through the gamut, put it on screen, and here's without, here's with. You can add sparks. Just looks cool. And then another thing is here's another kick butt project by another kick butt student. One thing I did not show you guys is that this project actually, it has what's called dust and scratches. It makes it look vintage. You see, it literally has dust and scratches. And when you Google it, or Bing or whatever, look up dust and scratches. And again, like before, some are free for you to use, some are not. Just do whatever's right, you know. So, okay, here's the project that a student did. Here is what it's going to look like initially. It's going to be just black and white and look like dust and scratches. And if you put it on screen, not just any old thing, particularly on screen, that's what adds the dust and scratches to your project to make it look like it is more vintage or whatever. And so here's a more intense version of it, more dust and more scratches. And that may be a little much for me. I'd probably tone it back a little bit or just not use it and use one that's more subtle type thing. And again, if you want to try the sparks on this, you Google sparks, bring them over. There's also probably spark brushes and packets out there that you could get. Also, some are going to be free that people created that you can use, and they don't request pay. Some are going to request pay, but they may be worth it, especially if you're going to be making money off of it. So anyway, light leaks. You know what? Let's just try a light leak on this one too while we're at it. Here's the light leak that we tweaked, and let's just see what this project looks like with them. Some will be better than others. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, you know, sure call. It depends on what you're going for. And all these things are going to be in the eye of the beholder. Some people are going to prefer it one way, some people another. But you know what? It takes minutes to do it. And there's a decent chance it could improve your, especially athletic projects. They look good on athletic projects. So, okay, light leaks was one of the things. Sparks was another thing, and dust and scratches. 3 things that you can try out to make your projects better. And then another one I'll add, if you're doing a light project, those are both kind of dark projects. If you're doing a light project, you can do folded paper. That's another one that I think looks kind of cool often. Okay, my time's coming and gone. I got to run. But you guys keep it real and take it easy. If you need something, just holler, and I guess